little pauses to me, man, that shit sounds so incredible to me. I want to get back to the song. This shit is nasty.
I'm gonna start this back from
Nasty.
the beginning. Charismatic frontman can do a lot.
Yeah, boy.
Can do a lot for a band. They can make a band and kill a band.
Nasty though.
That
is
no
nasty.
wrong to me.
That is nasty.
The riffs and my man Peter Steele's voice.
Really, it's like nails on a chalkboard to me, guys. So, but we're gonna get through it. We're gonna get through it. And it's never mind. Keep it going, George. just keep it going. Check us out on Patreon, guys, where we give you our exclusive access to all of our videos, 186 videos and counting.
Bangers too, though. Bangers. You know, nothing too shabby. I mean, I don't know, like a Led Zeppelin marathon. We got Metallica on there, some Megadeth stuff. You know, I'm just saying, just throwing that out there, man.
What's up, guys? Your boys are back. I'm Ryan, my man George.
Yeah, what's up, guys? How you living out there? Shout out to the free thinkers. Shout out to everybody out there rocking with the channel.
As always, guys, make sure you like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that kind of good stuff, man. Up and coming artists, or if you're just an artist that you would like for us to react to your songs, man, make sure you check out the link in the description. We can get you hooked up on that, or we can place you in front of one of our up and coming videos. We do about 60 seconds of your song. Either way, information's down below.
Yes.
All right, man. So we got King Buffalo, Eye of the Storm we're doing today, man. Shout out to everybody on Patreon, everybody on Discord. If you are not part of those platforms, man, we shouldn't be having to tell you that still to this day and age, man. Make sure you join, man. Great way to support the channel. Good conversations, and you get access to all our exclusive content that's not available on YouTube. So make sure you check that out.
Okay, man. We're doing King Buffalo, like you said, Ryan. Eye of the Storm, and this is from Dan the Man, Dan S. Dan, dude, Dan has been rocking with us for so long, man. And every time I think of Dan S, because I think he has it still as his profile picture. I think of Galactic Cowboys when we did the Galactic Cowboys reaction. Like, he goes hard for Galactic Cowboys, man. So shout out to Dan S. That's been rocking with us since, I think, even Patreon, and before we even, started Discord. And it says here that, why'd you choose the song? And Dan said this was somebody else's top reaction request on DTR. So the DTR.
Yeah.
No, excuse me, D2R. I don't
I
even
what you meant.
know
I know what
our
you meant.
own shit.
I know what you meant.
D2R, Def 2 Radio was our old website. So he's talking about some old shit. Somebody on Def 2 Radio had this top reaction request. So that's dope that Dan is doing this, I guess, on behalf of someone else. I'm sure you like it too, but you're also looking out for somebody else. And he said, I listened to a lot of people's requests there, and this one hit me so hard that I became a fan of the song and the band, and ended up buying the band's whole catalog. God damn.
Yeah, that's a fan for your ass right there.
Based on previous reactions, how do you think George and Ryan will react to your request rather than requesting more Elder? Yeah, we do need to get back to Elder. I think King Buffalo has all the elements of Elder that George and Ryan liked, while omitting the things, especially too many transitions, not letting the groove play out, that they didn't like. That man, well studied for Lost
Yeah,
Artists,
man.
So this is dope because we're apparently knocking out two people's, at least, top reaction requests. Somebody who I think he forgot the person who initially requested this on top reaction request as far as D2R. And this is also now Dan's top reaction request from a band that hit him so hard that it inspired him to purchase the entire catalog of a band. So that's a pretty high bar there that you're setting as far as like expectations. So I'm expecting something hopefully dope, because this song is almost 10 minutes long, man. So apparently they're like, I'm gonna get into the wiki here. I think they do like psychedelic stoner rock or something like that. It's an American. They're an American 3-piece rock band from They from the Rock though, Rochester.
And 3 people, right?
Yeah, 3 people.
That's it.
Consisting of guitarist, keyboardist, frontman Sean McVeigh, bassist Dan Reynolds, and drummer Scott Donaldson. They have released 5 full-length albums since 2016, and multiple EPs and demos. Okay, and they do psychedelic rock, stoner rock, and progressive rock.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, relatively new band. I mean, 2016, that's not, that's like an eye blink away. So let's get into it, man. I'm curious.
Yeah, dude.
King Buffalo, Eye of the Storm.
What does that remind you of? Like a lot of shit. Bass. Okay.
Yeah, that's that psychedelic. You know what I'm saying? Hey.
Tethered to the light of the moon,
far so good, bro.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
Yeah, that's
I ain't
cool.
gonna stop too long,
Yeah.
but because it's 10 minutes. But so far so good.
Yeah, it's
because
good.
there ain't gonna be another stop for a while. So
No,
I just
no.
wanted to let you know.
It might though.
From me,
It might.
from me,
It
from
might.
me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No, it's cool. I'm jamming out. It's cool.
This sounds really good. I can hear the psychedelic feel of it.
Yeah.
I can hear how this kind of can be sort of stoner as well, but very psychedelic, chant like. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm digging it. Let's
Yeah, man.
keep it rocking, man. Good drumming, good everything. I love the way it started. Let's keep it going.
For the eye of the storm.
Yeah.
Covered in the arms of the void. Following the wake left by the weight of the sword. Mountains buried below. Levying the lightning, you burn for the eye of the storm.
I like that. They're really well.
Staring at the ashes below.
Very tastefully done.
Yep. Good bass. Double bass.
Arms christened by the smell of the fire. Morning didn't come.
I just like
Leveraging the mountain to find you are one with the storm.
Non-stop playing. Non-stop. Okay. Yeah, boy. Drunk in the background. Yeah, they're jamming though. They're jamming. This is gonna be a pause for me because I sounds like they're about to get into a transition right now. I like everything I've heard up until this point. I'm gonna make a statement right now. I enjoy what I'm hearing, but if they would have stopped it right here, I'd have been like, yeah, that's good.
Okay.
I'd have been like, yeah, that's good. So I don't know what's going to come after this, but I love what I've heard here from an instrumentation standpoint. I love the basses is going crazy, like nonstop. The bass is just kind of going.
bass is
It's carrying this groove to me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And I love those echoes. And the way he's singing with it. Beautiful. Love the way it's
Everything.
composed. You know
Everything
what I
is
mean?
great.
Yeah.
Let's keep it going. I don't have nothing to add. Great.
Yeah. Dancing. Sure, dancing.
singing with it.
Yeah. It's the first time we haven't heard it in the song. Seems like.
Yeah, I can see why this is fire. Yeah. Back.
Oh yeah.
It's coming back.
Yeah. He get funky. He freaking on that. Even that was interesting. The sound was good.
And then what they do to get out of it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's get out of it. Yeah.
Let's build up. Better bring it on. It sounds like epic, like something like we're about to play.
You can tell. Hey, come on. Yep. Dan the man.
I love them some of that solo work.
I like the guitar in it. Yeah, there's just so much you can pick out. You can pick out anything.
Yep.
Bass with the cymbals, with the guitar.
Yeah.
And it's 3 people, huh?
It's dope. Hey.
One should be proud, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. They got the light fire. When it got to that part, that was interesting. So I was like, see, they ended it.
Yeah.
And they got out of it. It's been.
Yeah, it's been good.
Yep.
It's still a little long to me,
Yeah.
but it's good though. But it's good.
I think it's gonna be passable, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. All right. All right. All right.
King Buff. that was fire.
Yeah, that was.
That
dude.
was fire.
That was.
Dan the Man. And whoever Dan the Man, who put Dan the Man onto this, who was on our D2R website, who initially had this request, shout out to y'all, whoever.
Yeah, man.
That was fire.
That was.
Yeah.
It almost sounded like an instrumental to me. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, yes, it wasn't an instrumental technically, right? But, dude, I believe the instrumentation in this took center stage. I mean, everyone did their thing, you know what I mean? Even it was only 3 people, so 3-piece band, right? But everyone kind of had their shining moments, you know what I mean? Throughout the whole song.
3 motherfuckers.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
I told Ryan, I said, Rush must be proud of, you're doing Rush.
Yeah,
just
man.
as a Rush would be proud of these dudes.
Yeah, man. So I enjoyed that. I don't have anything negative to say about that. I'm glad I made that statement at halfway through. Like, man, they could have ended it right there. It would have been great. But, dude, this was a great song. I love the transitions. One thing, Dan, I want to say that you nailed on this is them living in the grooves. You know what I mean? And not transitioning out of a groove that you're like, damn, I wish they would have stayed in that. They did a really good job of letting that kind of rock out, let you get that head nodding, inducing type of, you know, groove. You're like, okay, that's cool. And then they gradually transitioned you out of one groove into another, but they still let it live a little bit. You know what I mean? And everything. And I thought that was really, really good. Even the little nuances that they had. Loved the bass playing in that. I think that kind of carried the tempo through the whole song. And it's really not, George told me this a while back. He was like, man, I was going through some Michael Jackson songs, man. He's like, dude, the bass in that shit was off the chain and Michael Jackson shit, but we really didn't notice it at the time. And I've done that since you've said that. And I'm like, yeah, the bass was crazy in this, the bass was crazy in that. And PYT, that shit was nasty. The bass was it. But anyway, I'm going off track. The point I'm trying to make is a lot of times that happens. The bass carries the song. It carries a good part of the song, but you don't notice it. The bass was very predominant in this song. You heard it like it was all the way through. Without the bass, this shit don't hit the same at all. So, I mean, you can't really say that for a lot of different songs, even though the bass is, that everything is important in a song, but it usually doesn't take the center stage like that. Man, I really love what I heard with everybody, the drumming, the basses, rhythm guitar, those hard, long riffs at that one. I love that part. So, dude, this was just great, man. You knocked that out the park. Love it, man.
It's teetering, and Ryan said this too when we were talking. It's teetering on a bit too long, and I like right here. I want to say, I think it was a 5:40 something. Right at this part, I was like, see, they should have just cut it short. They should have just ended it at like 5 minutes. And they wouldn't have. I thought that this was gonna kind of go off the rails a little bit. I want to say right here. I might be wrong though. Yeah. It still sounded good. But I'm like, dude. It was a unique moment.
I think it was.
Okay. There was a tone to So anyways, right around that 5-minute 44 second, they were just, it's not that it didn't sound good, but I was just like, man, they just started off with such a sort of ill psychedelic ethereal type of feel.
It was.
And with the slick bass and then the drumming, and you can't sleep on the drumming that was done in here. You mentioned the cymbal work towards the end, but there was some really nice, tastefully done drumming throughout this, man. But that part, man, when they started to, because I told Ryan, I was like, I didn't think that this is the type of song based off of how it just presented itself initially, where I would be scrunching my face up like it was on some nasty shit, like beautifully, elegantly done. But I didn't think like nasty. But when they got to this part though, let me see right here.
That's it.
The drumming too. Yep. Yep. This is just, I because it was going.
Yeah.
But just keep that with the bass. That would have been ill too. Like they'd have kept that same.
Yeah.
But still, dude, I know it's just like when you hear a great band. Sometimes you like when they really take you there. Because it's really them just being very good.
Right.
Like I told Ryan, I was just like, man, it seems like this band is just acing the. If I was grading a band on what I think our tastes are, and what we always say, man, it would have been nice if they did this. They would be passing the personal.
Yeah.
Ryan and George like test. Like, see, Ryan was just saying, like, man, they didn't live too long. And shout out to Dan for mentioning that because you mentioned that because that's the shit that we say.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They didn't live long enough in it. It was too many changes too
Yep.
often.
Yep.
You know. So yes, they would have passed the Ryan George test. They knew when to get in and out of grooves. They knew when
Yep.
to stay within grooves.
Yep.
Not too repetitive, but sometimes repetition can be great,
Yep.
right? But not too repetitive, right? Hard, long riffs, check. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
man.
Good bass work, check. I think the drumming was slightly funky, which is a check for me
Yeah.
personally. You know, I love drumming, so it just seemed to check. And just from a composition standpoint, if you want to say music theory or whatever, it seemed like they just knew what to do and when to do it in general. And it just sounded so good. The vocals sounded really good.
Yeah.
Chant-like vocals that gave you this sort of ethereal psychedelic feel. But it wasn't all psychedelic, right? Because, you know, Ryan is
I don't really.
iffy on psychedelia.
Yeah.
So, but, you know, tastefully done,
Yes,
right?
sir.
They just seem to hit everything on all cylinders, man. Yeah, very good transitions. I peeped the progressive rock in there a little bit as well. I think you mentioned, like, it reminds you of Tool. There were certain Congo-like drums. I'm not
Yeah.
saying they were Congo
Yeah,
drums,
right,
but it
right.
gave you that feel of, like, those little Congo tribal drums in there. That just made me think maybe there's some inspiration from Tool. Just in I think towards the end.
Yeah.
Across the board, I can see why this band.
Okay.
I can see why this band influenced you, Dan, to kind of check out their entire catalog, and then apparently you just purchased the entire catalog. So very, very interesting.
Love it.
And
Love
getting
it.
back to them, that's playlist for me.
Yeah, man.
Excellent choice, Dan. Yeah, and whoever else, whoever inspired Dan, of course, to check it out. Excellent choice from you guys, man. That's it. That's the end of the video. If you guys enjoyed it, please hit the like button. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Also, make sure you guys check us out on Patreon and Discord. It's a great way to support our channel by supporting those platforms. The information for that will be in the description. I'm George. That's Ryan. Las Vegas. We out.